All right, well, on the left side of the map, GSL dual site, we have our Zerg player from the Team Prime.
안녕 Prime win.
Annyeong Prime. There he is.
There he is.
Don't get to see him too often. And on the right side of the map is our other Zerg player, the winner of the last game. He is
StarTale, curious.
getting Prime back into, or getting StarTale rather, not Prime. Getting StarTale back into a position where they could potentially get some wins, do well.
Yep. And just looking at, there's not much of a record to go on for Anyang, so it's hard to really tell how he's going to perform here. He actually has only played, the only record I can find, he played Naya in a Team Liquid Open. He beat Naya 2-0, but that's pretty much the only versus Zerg that we've seen from Anyang.
Okay.
So it's really hard to kind of predict where he's going to go from here as far as that. We haven't seen him at all in, you know, Code A or anything, so...
Yeah, looks like we're going to see a potentially 14 pool from Curious and a 13 pool.
Ooh, is it going to be a pool though?
From,
no.
Oh, no, he's going to actually
StarTale
right.
Curious is actually going to 14 hatch.
14 hatch. All right, in the meantime, a pool, though,
Fast hatchery.
from Anyang.
Well,
Putting in a very defensive spot.
Yeah, this can work pretty well. I mean, he does have that hatchery down, but as long as he gets his pool up pretty quickly next, and he actually did squeeze in a couple drones and his gas before going for a pool. We saw, who was it we saw the other day that just died to this because the other player went 10 pool? I forget who that was.
Oh, I can't remember.
Casted a lot of games recently.
Well, it should be okay. I mean, as long as there's a ways to go for those Zerglings. They are slow Zerglings, so chances are Curious will be just fine with this.
Point being, it's risky. I think he is probably going to pull it off, but it's going to be a little bit risky. There's going to be a little bit of time where he's going to feel some pressure from Zerglings coming out from Anyang.
Well, I mean, what Curious will probably want to do is get that spawning pool up, get a few Zerglings out, get a pretty quick Baneling nest. That'll help him be a little bit more defensive. I gotta say, though, I agree with you. I am a little bit surprised to see him sneak in a few more drones before the pool. You can do that, but that's a little bit risky. If it pays off, though, going hatch first plus adding on all those drones is going to make him so far ahead.
Was it, you know what, was it Curious? Didn't Curious play Sniper or something like that?
It could be. I don't know.
I think that might have been what it was. Anyway, putting down a Spine Crawler immediately at his front door, it's a very smart move. He knows he has to be very defensive now that he's been so greedy with his economy. He's got to play defensive. Probably going to see a Baneling nest as well if he gets some more gas.
Oh, Zergling's putting some pressure on that Spine Crawler, and there's a pretty good chance that Curious will have to cancel it. Oh, never mind. He's got his own Zerglings out.
Oh, there's a lot of Zerglings there for Anyang, though.
And he does cancel it. All right, so yeah, the pool delayed enough that he will be under a decent amount of pressure here. Not enough Zerglings, has to pull his drones back to the main.
Yeah, he's pulling back all the way in here. He's got to be a little bit careful. He doesn't want to go too far into those drones.
Yeah. Needs to be very careful with this. It's actually really easy.
And speed is finished for Anyang as well. Hasn't even been started yet for Curious.
Nice drone sniping by Anyang. Look at that guy.
Yeah,
that is pretty good. Oh, getting a couple Zerglings caught up there, but he does get another drone kill. There's the Baneling nest. Yeah, Curious will definitely need those Banelings now. Look out, Scantipede.
Anyang did lose a lot of Zerglings in that attack, just killing drones, but he did kill a lot of drones, so they're actually even in drones at this point.
But he's making more Zerglings as well. And he does have enough that he's going to be able to put some pressure on StarTale. Curious. That engagement actually is going to end up being a little bit better for Curious because the Queen can poke from behind.
And the Spine Crawler is going to, well, actually it may not finish. He's chasing the drones around, just going straight for the drones. Spine Crawler is going to finish. And yeah, this is a really interesting situation.
Yeah, Spine Crawler does finish right now. Baneling's on the way for Curious, so the aggression will be done for a little tiny bit from Anyang until he gets his own Baneling nest up, which is going to be very shortly.
Yeah.
There'll be a little bit of a lull here, though.
And actually, we're seeing Anyang build tons of Zerglings right now. He's gotten his own expansion up in the meantime, so very, very nicely played by him.
Yep.
But he's going for lots of Zerglings. I don't know if that's the best idea at this point. It's all going to come down to Micro, though.
Yeah, he needs to make it work. There's Banelings rallied into both bases right now, so somebody's Banelings are going to do some damage. Only 2 at the moment.
Yes. Curious does have a...
Oh!
Whoa! Sneaks a couple lings in.
Oh, look at that. Nice job sniping the banelings. Oh, but he's going to lose some drones here. Wow, that actually did a lot more damage than I thought.
Yeah, I thought that was going to kill 3, and it got 5 instead.
This is a ZVZ slap fight, man. These guys are just trading blows right now.
Certainly is. Queen's having to defend that last ling.
Yeah. 20 Zerglings on the way right now for Anyang Prime.
And Curious decided to drone up.
He gets the Queen.
Wow. Yeah, this could actually be really bad. He's got a couple banelings morphing, but he decided to drone, so he's not going to have very many lings.
More banelings on the way right now for Anyang. He's got that advantage. He's got Curious scared. He's got to be careful, too.
Oh, he can't take a baneling hit. Oh, he's trying to attack the banelings with single lings. Beautiful micro, though, but he can't take a hit on that whole squad.
Oh, man.
Wow, that was close, but good micro by both players.
And... Oh, he gets the main. Oh, perfect. He gets the banelings with his banelings, and suddenly there is nothing but lings and drones in there. A couple defensive lings coming in for Curious, but things are looking really good for Anyang right now. Might lose these Zerglings, though. Whoa! About half of them there, and that aggression's done, but so many drones killed right now.
Yeah, and Curious has to drone up in the meantime, and Anyang just keeps throwing units at him. StarTale keeps thinking that... I'm sorry, Curious keeps thinking that he's safe and drones, and then more units come in. He barely fends it off.
There is no being safe in early game ZVZ mode.
No, there's not. And
he gets 2 lings. That is not worth it.
That is not enough. And he doesn't have a queen to defend in here, and this time around.
Curious is
baneling's coming in! Oh!
Oh, man, that is going to be about it. Look at how low all those drones are. Yeah, the Prime bench knows that they're cheering like crazy. Morlings coming in right now, and StarTale Curious. Bomber, I think you might have to get ready to play a match, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bomber, but we are not going to see Curious all kill.
Yeah.
He is going to be taken out after only 1 win, and Anyang, the no-name Zerg, who we haven't even seen in GSL for a year, is going to be taking out Curious, the recent victor going into the up and down matches of Code A.
Well, I gotta say, this has been a really, really smooth ZVZ. Oh, he kills
he hits the Brootlings with his baneling. Wow.
Oh, not gonna quite get the Queen. He might get it. Nope, doesn't quite get it.
Doesn't even matter.
Curious is really far behind. There it is, GG. And how about that, man? All these players we've never heard of for Prime coming out and showing these StarTale guys where it's at. Maybe we'll have to reevaluate our opinion of Prime as a Team League team.
Yeah, they've already upset my predictions, man. I thought they wouldn't get more than 2 kills, and here they are up 3-1.
Yeah. Very interesting there. Anyang, I think, pretty clearly prepared some ZVZ just for Curious, and that worked,
I think so. I think so.
Bomber's like,
Bomber doesn't care.
Maybe I'll play.
He is not amused.
He's like, is it over? Did Curious win? They're like, oh, this is awkward. All right, so that was a pretty quick game, but that was some really smooth control from Anyang. Really, really good. He didn't lose a single big group of Zerglings to a baneling at all that entire game. That is hard to do, man. That was impressive. That
was definitely some good stuff. Some really, really good micro. Usually in a Zerg versus Zerg, someone, I don't know if, at the highest level, usually in a Zerg versus Zerg, someone wins because the other person makes a mistake.
Yeah.
And neither player made a mistake that game. They were just microing beautifully at all times.
I think that Curious actually may have made a mistake in that, remember when he made his gas and then he made 3 drones instead of making a pool? I actually wonder if that was a mistake. It could have been intentional. Either way.
That was. Oh, you mean you think he actually did it accidentally?
It's possible. Sometimes you go on autopilot early in the game, you're just making gathers, you're not paying attention, and suddenly it's like, oops, I accidentally forgot this or that. So it could have been intentional, but that pool was really late, and that's really what gave Anyang that early edge in the game, and he kind of just ended up capitalizing on that and winning the entire match. So, I don't know. It was interesting. That was a very late pool, though.
Yeah, it was a really, really late pool. Hatchery first, then gas, then droning up to 16, then getting your pool. It's just so risky. And I mean,
well,
he really did fold under the pressure. I think he also thought well, we'll talk about that more in a minute because we're going to find out who StarTale's going to send out, and I believe that's Squirtle.
That is indeed Squirtle. There he is, taking a look at the camera. He's like, get out of my way, cameraman. I'm going to the booth. Gonna win me a game of StarCraft.
I think Curious just got a little bit too greedy with his droning. Time and time again, he would barely hold something off, and he would think, oh, well, now I'm safe for a minute, and he would drone, and he wouldn't have enough units for the next attack. That happened 3 or 4 times in that game.
Yeah.
I think he just thought he was farther behind than he was, because usually when he lost some drones, he was actually even in drones. And I think he thought, oh crap, now I'm behind, now I have to get drones or else I'm going to die in the late game, and he just kept droning up over and over, and it ended up costing him more than it helped him.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, Squirtle...
He also would have helped to block his ramp so that Spinecrawler could actually do what he did.
Oh, that's true too. Squirtle now, if we take a look at this guy, he hasn't had a lot of success in the individual league. This was a guy about maybe 3-4 months ago that a lot of people had high hopes for. And although he's been pretty good in Team League, you saw there he's 3-1, he has yet to prove himself. We've got a 5-minute break coming up. Don't go anywhere. This is the GSTL.